Hello, class 9th. How are you all? So, from today, we are going to begin chapter number 7. The name of chapter is Diversity in Living Organism. But before we start the chapter, let me tell you one thing that this chapter will not come in your yearly exam. Okay, this chapter already removed from your yearly exam course, okay, due to covid-19. So chapter 7 will not come in your exam, so you no need to write. If you wish to write, if you want to write notes, and I'm just explaining this chapter just to make you understand. Yes, just for learning purpose, I'm explaining this chapter. I left chapter number 6 because I thought it's a little bit tough for you, so I think I will explain it later, or maybe in next time. So remember kids, this chapter will not come in your exam, chapter number 7, and chapter number 1 will also not come in your exam. Okay, so remember it, okay, in yearly exam. Okay, so we are going to begin diversity in living organism. Okay, so diversity in living organism. If I ask you that what are the characteristic of elephant or camel, or what are the characteristic of cat, dog, you will tell me different characteristic. Okay, but you know that there are many on animals, there are many living organisms. Yes, so and there are many plants, there are many plants, there are many animals. So it's difficult to uh, study about all these plant, about all these animals. Yeah, so how to study them? So what do? We make the group. So by making the group, it becomes easy to understand. So we put same similar characteristic animals in one group, similar characteristic plants in one group. So what do? We do sorting. Yes, sorting. Yes, sorting, we do the sorting of animals on the basis of their similarities and characteristics. So first we will see the classification. Why do we do this thing? Why do we do sorting? Why do we do classification of living organisms? Why do we need it? Yes, that is the main point. Okay, so now let's move on the next point. So kids, first topic we have need for classification of living organism. Yes, need for classification of living organism. Yes, what is the need of classification? So living organism have evolved on the earth over millions of years. Yes, they have evolved on the earth over millions of years. There is a vast variety of living organisms. Yes, vast variety means large in size. Yes, there are number of animal uncountable. Even there, you know kids, there are many plants and there are many animals which are still unknown for us. Yes, which are still unknown for us. Isn't it amazing? And living organisms show wide range of variation. Yes, we know that different animals live different place. Yes, you know, at winter, in Jammu Kashmir, different kind of animals live. In Rajasthan, different kind of animals live. So in desert area, different animals live. In aquatic, different animals live. So there are many animals. Some microscopic bacteria are of a few micrometers in size, and some like whales and redwood trees are about 13 meter and 100 meter in size. Yes, you know, there are many microorganisms. Yes, there are many microorganisms you cannot see with the naked eye. Yes, there are a lot of animals, uncountable. Yeah, they are very small in size, maybe in micrometer, their size may be in micrometer. And well, you know about well, which lives in water, which is big in size, about 30 meter. Isn't it amazing? And if we talk about the plants, there are many plants which are small, and there are many other plants which are larger, bigger in size, like redwood. Redwood is a tree whose height may be up to 100 meter. Yes, its height may be up to 100 meter. And some pine trees live for thousands of years, while insects like mosquitoes die within a few days. Yes, there are many insect which dies within a few days, and there are many animal trees which live thousands of years. Yes, like pine trees, thousands of years. Their life is thousands of years. Yes, isn't it amazing? Yeah, it's a grace of God that there is a different life schedule of different things, like we human being have life around 100 year, some have more than 100. Yes, like Chinese people live more than 100. Yes, because they love to walk, they and do not use their own car, their own vehicles, they use government transportation. It's true. So to understand and study all these organisms is impossible. Yeah. So as I said that many organisms. Yeah. Some organisms are colorless. Some organisms are unicellular. Unicellular means which have only one cell, and multicellular means which have many cells, more than one. So there are different kind of organisms. So it is impossible to study about all these organisms. Yeah, it's a very difficult. Yes. So if they are arranged into different group, if we arrange them into different group on the basis of their similarities and different characteristics, then it will be easy for us to study about all these different group as a whole. That's why. That's why we have classified into various groups like Monera, Protista, fungi, like this. We will study about all this. So to understand and study all these organisms is impossible. If they are arranged in different group based on their similarity and characteristic, then it will become easier. Okay. That's why we have classified living organism. That's why we have done the classification of living organism. Yes. And the arranging, what is actually the meaning of classification of living organism? The arranging of organism in different group. The arranging of organisms in different group on the basis of their similarities and characteristic is called classification of living organism. Okay. So what is classification of living organism? Means arranging the organism into different group, or you can say sorting of organism into different groups on the basis of their similarities and their characteristic is called classification of living organism. Okay. So I hope you understood that there are many organisms. I hope you understood there are many organisms because living organisms have evolved on the earth over the on millions of years. There are many microorganisms which are small in size. You cannot see some microorganisms, and there are some organisms which are smaller in size. There are many organisms which are large in size. Okay, that's why we have done classification. Now, let's move on to the next point. Okay, so next is basis of classification of living organisms. Yes, at what basis we have classified the living organism into different groups? Actually, we have classified living organism into different groups, not only according to their characteristic. It depends on many things, like depend upon their cells, because maybe they are prokaryotic or eukaryotic, or maybe they are unicellular or multicellular. So there are different organisms. Yes. Okay. And we have also classified on the basis of presence of cell wall or without cell wall. You already know about all these. You studied in 8th class. cell wall, no cell. And we also classified according to the photosynthesis, because some plants do photosynthesis, some doesn't. So on the basis of these characteristic, we used this classification. Okay, so the main characteristic which are considered for classification of living organism into different groups are whether they are made of prokaryotic or eukaryotic cells. Yes, please check out the spelling of prokaryotic and eukaryotic. Prokaryotic, prokaryotic, eukaryotic, eukaryotic. E is silent, okay, and eukaryotic E is silent. And whether the cells occur singly, yes, cells occur maybe singly, or they are grouped together and live as an invisible group. Yes, indivisible group. Maybe they live in indivisible group. Whether they produce their own food by photosynthesis, or get their food from outside. Yes, maybe they do photosynthesis or they depend upon other. So because there are many animals which depend upon other, like us, we human being also depend on other. Yes, uh, so there are different animals, different plants, and plants make their own food, but many plants doesn't make. Yeah, it's a true. And some plants are also carnivores. Yes, of the organism which produce their own food or plants, what is the level of organism of their body? Yes, we need to check out the food produced by organism on their what is the level of organization. Yes, we check out everything. Do they have stem leaves or not? So everything we will check out. Okay, I hope you understood. So the characteristic used for classification of plants will be different. The characteristic used for classification of plant will be different from the characteristic used for classification of animals, because plants make their own food and animals get their food from outside. Yes, so we can say that plants have different characteristic, animals have different characteristics. So we need to make different groups. We may need to make the group of plants. Yes, we need to make the group of animals. Yes, because we know that there are many kind of animals like arthropoda. Arthropoda is the biggest group of different kind of insect. Yes, chordata, non-chordata. There are many. Yeah, uncountable. Chordata, they have vertebral column. Vertebral column means backbone. Okay. So we can say that the basis of classification of living organism, in short, if I say the basis of classification of living organism, depend upon cell, depend upon photosynthesis, depend upon their characteristic. Yes, so we made the different groups. I hope you understood now. Let's go on the next point. Okay, kids, next topic is classification and evolution. Yes, as you know, the present day complex living organisms have evolved from the earlier simple forms due to change in their body design and over millions of years. Yes, you know, millions of years ago, there were only simple organisms present on the earth. They are unicellular. Yes, and with changing in time due to developing, slowly the evolution occur, and slowly there are many organisms generated, developed due to different type of reproduction, sexual and asexual reproduction. And right now we know that there are millions of animals and they are complex in a structure. Yes, let me give you a simple example to make you understand it. You know about smartphone. First phone was made by Motorola company, and that phone was very simple. Yes, you just can make a phone call. That's slowly evolution started, and Then we started doing messaging, and then we started playing games also. Slowly things are developed. Slowly technology has developed in a smartphone. Now in present time it has become very complex. Smartphone. Yeah, now we can do everything with this phone. Yeah, everything like banking work or any kind of data work we can do, we can complete just using our smartphone. We no need of laptop. Most of the time we no need. In the same way evolution occur in the organism. Yes, in the beginning they all organisms were in a simple structure, then slowly changes started, and now in present day complex liver organisms have been evolved from the earlier simple form. Yes, it took over millions of years. That's correct, that's true, it's a fact. But nobody knows that from where the first animal came on the earth. Nobody, nobody, even science. Yes, because God can give the answer of this question only. Science has not the answer of each and every question, you know. Yeah, I hope you understood. So the body design of living organisms are gradually changing due to the changes in environment and the need to adapt themselves to change in the environment. Yes, when the changes started in simple organisms, they become complex, and they also accepted the environment, and their living organism body also changed, just like the mobile change. Yes, in the beginning we just use for talking purpose, now we use for everything. We use YouTube, we use different social media sites, we use internet and many more. In the same, it become very complex, just like animals have become very complex. Even in our body there are many organs, many cells, many system. Yeah, it's correct. So both are same. Okay, some group of organisms having an ancient body design have not changed much during evolution and have simple form and structure. Yeah, still there are many organisms which are still in the simple form. Yes, there are many organisms which are still in simple form. Their structure has have not changed according to time. Yeah, so these organisms are known as primitive organisms, or you can say lower organisms. So what are primitive organisms or what are lower organisms? Yes, what are primitive organisms? Actually primitive organisms are those organisms whose body design have not changed during over this time, during the over of millions of years, and they still are in simple form and structure. Yes, they are still in simple form and structure. These organisms are called primitive organism or lower organism. Okay, and there are many organisms which are higher organisms. Yes, they are not primitive, they are advanced organisms. Yes, because their body design changed. Yes, during evolution. Yes, some organisms have acquired their body design relatively recently and have complex forms and structure. These organisms are called advanced or higher organisms. Okay, so we can say there are two type of organisms, lower organism and higher organism, on the basis of evolution. Yes, on the basis of evolution there are two type of organism, lower organism and higher organism. Okay, and we will also classify them into different parts. Okay, don't worry. Now let's move on the next point. Okay, it's now let's see the hierarchy of classification. Yes, let's see the hierarchy of classification. So living organisms have been broadly classified into five main kingdoms. Yes. Now, so now let's classify the all the organisms. So all the living organisms, all plants, animals, insect, all the animals are actually divided into five kingdoms. Yes, yes. So living organism all these are divided into 5 kingdom. First is Monera, second is Protista, third is Fungi, fourth is Plantae, and fifth is Animalia. Yes, Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae, Animalia. There are 5 kingdom. Yes, we have divided into 5 group. Okay, each kingdom has been further classified into similar smaller subgroup. Yes, all these kingdom, which kingdom? Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plant, Enemy. They are also divided into subgroup. Yes, they are also divided into subdivision. Okay, so each kingdom have been further classified into smaller subgroup at various level. We have classified kingdom into different division. Yes, okay. Mm, Division for plants and for animals. Okay, we have divided into different subdivision. Okay, we will not use here the word subdivision, we will use here phylum, phylum. Phylum means subdivision. Okay, phylum means, so we can say phylum, plants are divided into different phylum, means plants are divided into different subdivision, and as well as animals are also divided into different phylum, means subdivision. Animals are also divided into subdivision. So by arranging organisms on the basis of hierarchy and characteristic into smaller and smaller groups, we arrive at the basic unit of classification called species. Yes, so we use the word species for here, we will use the word species. Okay, so what is the meaning of species? Species is a group of organisms. Yes, species is a group of organisms which are similar enough to breed and perpetuate. Yes, perpetuate. Okay, so you just need to uh, understand only that organisms are divided into different group. Yes, 5 main kingdom: Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae, and Animalia. Okay, now let's divide them more. Okay, let's do a specific subdivision. Let's go on the next slide. So kids, as I told you that there are 5 kingdom. Yes, of all living organisms. Yes, there are 5 kingdom of all the living organisms. Okay, so first of all we can divide the organism into 2 part: prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Yes, prokaryotes and eukaryotes. So prokaryotes are actually unicellular. Yes, they all have single cell organism. Okay, and eukaryotes, they may have single cell or more than one cell. So we can divide our kingdom into 5 part, as you know: Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae, Animalia. Okay, these are 5 kingdom. So first is Monera. Monera is a prokaryotes, and second is eukaryotes. In eukaryotes, eukaryotes are actually those organisms which may be unicellular or multicellular. Yes, and unicellular Protista. Yes, Protista, or they may be with cell wall or without cell wall. Yes, so with cell wall we can divide into 2 parts: Fungi and Plantae. Okay, and fungi are those which do not perform photosynthesis, but Plantae are those which perform photosynthesis, and multicellular are without cell wall. So in without cell wall, Animalia are included. Okay, so this is the basic diagram to make you understand. Okay, I think you should make it so you will understand it, just for knowledge purpose, that organism is divided into prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Prokaryotes are actually unicellular. Monera, all them Monera kingdom. Monera are actually bacteria. Okay, Monera are actually bacteria. And in eukaryotes we can divide into unicellular and multicellular. Unicellular are protista, which are animals. Which organism are included in protista? Which organism are included in protista? Like amoeba, paramecium, euglena, these. Okay. And then we can also classify it on the basis of with cell wall and without cell wall. So on the basis of cell wall we and without cell wall we can classify animalia, means animal, all the animal are actually without cell wall. And if I talk about with cell wall, all the plants, means plantae, actually perform photosynthesis, and they contain cell wall. But fungi are those which do not perform photosynthesis. Yes, fungi like Spirogyra, mushroom, yes, they are actually fungi. Okay. Plantae, you know about plantae, there are many types of plantae. Okay, we will also divide plantae into different category like Thelophyta, Bryophyta, Pteridophyta, Angiosperm, Gymnosperm. So there are many types. Even Animalia is the group which is divided into many parts. Yeah, even it is sometimes become difficult for me because there are many phylum of Animalia. Yes, there are many phylum of Animalia. Okay, I hope you understood. Okay, now let's move on the next point. So kids, it's time to ask question from you. So question number 1, why do we need to do classification of living organisms? Yes, why do we need to classify them? Why do we need to classify them? Because we know that there are many organisms on the earth. Yes, living organisms show a wide range of variations. Yes, living organism shows wide range of variation. Yes, and some organisms are smaller in size, some are bigger in size. Like whale is about 30 meter, redwood tree is about 100 meter. Some pine trees live thousands of years. Insect like mosquitoes live within, dies within few days. So to understand to understand and study all these organisms is impossible. Yes, to understand and study all these organisms is impossible if they are arranged into different groups on the basis of their similarities in characteristic. Then it is easier to study the different groups as a whole. That's why we have done classification of living organisms. So what is the meaning of classification of living organism? The arranging of organism into different groups. The arranging of organisms into different groups on the basis of their similarities, their characteristic is called classification of living organism. Now, next question is question number 2. How many kingdoms of living organisms? Yes, there are 5 kingdom of living organisms. Yes, living organisms have been broadly classified into 5 main kingdom. Yes, living organisms have been broadly classified into 5 main kingdom. First is Monera, second is Protista, third is Fungi, fourth is Plantae, and fifth is Animalia. Okay, so I hope you understood. Now in next class we will study about Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae. Okay, till then be safe and bye bye.